What's going on, everybody? It's Triple Crown 24 back today with a new sports card show recap video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Lexington show, aka Kentucky Card Con. I think that's the correct name. That took place this past weekend. I was set up there on both Saturday and Sunday, so I don't really have a lot of short show footage, of being on the floor. And that's because, well, I was working pretty hard, especially on Saturday. To give you an idea, normally I'm able to walk around and there's usually a dealer nearby who I trust to kind of watch the table and handle things for me if need be. That was not a possibility on Saturday. I was there at my table at 9 a.m. when the show opened for VIP access, which they had 1 hour early access. And I probably did not leave the area behind my table for more than maybe 2 minutes to go to like one of the adjacent tables until maybe 4 p.m. that day. So I was in the same spot for about 7 hours. It was non-stop traffic. It was a great time. I had a lot of great conversations. You get to talk to people. You get to ask them about, their background in the hobby and what they're looking for and stuff. And that's the conversations I really enjoy. That's one of my favorite parts of doing the shows, is because I can go walk around and look at the showcases, and a lot of the cards I see is stuff that I interact with pretty much every day. But it's the people that make the cards special, and it's the people who are special, and that's what I really enjoy about it. Now, I haven't really done one of these card show recap videos. A behind the curtain look here is that, number one, a lot of times once I get back and I start showing stuff off, a lot of it has moved. And that's the case here. I'll tell you more about that here in a second, but a lot of the stuff that I picked up has already been moved, or it's about to be packaged up here once I finish recording this video today. In addition to that, sometimes I get some of the more unruly comments. You get the people who have been in the hobby for a cup of coffee, and they want to tell you what to do and be more derogatory because my production quality isn't the best, or maybe I'm doing things differently than they would do. And you know what? That's okay. You can do things differently, but the negativity, just don't really need it, to be quite frank. So I'm going to show off the cards. I know I've been rambling here for 3 minutes, but I kind of wanted to give my prelude of what I picked up. There were no Mookie pickups at this show, but I do want to show off one card, and I would be doing a huge disservice to not show this off. This is from a newer hobby friend of mine, Carl. I won't give any more of his information. I know that he'll probably be watching this video. If he is, then you probably will see him in the comments down below, but just for his privacy, I won't give any more. But he hit me up through the Super Collectors group on Facebook and sent this to me in what was essentially a blind trade. I didn't really have anything at the time to give back to him. I did send him a package back, but he sent this to me, and I don't know if there were dry eyes in my house when I opened this up. I will admit that I may or may not have teared up a little. But how could you not when someone gives you this? This is a 2020 Topps Tribute booklet autograph of Mr. Tiger and Miggy. I mean, just one of the last autographs that Kaline signed before he passed. It is on card. And to get these two together, I did not have a dual autograph of these two. Perhaps the two most notable Tigers in history aside from Ty Cobb. I mean, certainly both guys are in the top 5, and I'm still floored. This thing has not left my desk. I need to put it on display with some of my better cards still, but I kind of just want to keep it nearby for the moment on my desk. So Carl, I can't say enough again, man. You blew me away, and I'm still as blown away as I was. It's probably been a week or so since I got it. It's been over a week since I got it now, and I'm still just as floored as when I picked it up. So let me start showing off some of the cards from the show. So no Mookie stuff. It's going to be all inventory-wise. The first thing is that I made a very large deal. And by very large, it's probably the largest deal I have made in quite some time for but was essentially a dealer buyout. It wasn't everything they had, but it was the vast majority of their cards that they had. Made a great contact here. Won't give any more information, of course, because just for privacy's sake. But so here's some of the ones I've set aside to send off. I don't know where I will send them to at this point. It's just kind of a wait and see. But none of this is stuff that I feel is very pressing. You have a Drew Brees Upper Deck Vintage Rookie. I love this card. See the young Drew Brees there in the San Diego Chargers uniform. I just love the classic look of that. Miss Upper Deck so much. Little Mahomes Mosaic Parallel, Aaron Rodgers X Fractor, LeBron My House, and a Night School Mahomes. So those are ones that will be in the grading pile for however much time. There's no rush on those, but that deal had a lot of big cards in it, some of which I've already sold. And to give you an idea, I got about 60% of my money back on the deal from this show, just selling the cards. But I'll show you what is still left over. All these will be or are currently in the store, which you see here. ITS Triple Crown. So if you want to go check it out, or you want to message me somewhere, I'm sure that I can work something out with you. But Reese Hoskins, short print there, PSA 10. These are some big ones. I kind of want to save those for a moment. Cameron Johnson, who may be an NBA champion here very soon. Autograph from NT. Now this guy, I haven't heard too much about him this year so far. I feel like a lot of the 2021 Bowman doesn't have the strongest class, I would say, especially compared to 2020, but Passon, I've not heard too much in terms of people giving him a lot of hobby attention in recent times, but that's the Mega Box Blue, PSA 10. A lot of raw stuff in here, and a lot of stuff that I was able to make some trades for as well. So here's, I'll talk about some of those as I flip through them. There was a lot of Ultra Modern Basketball in there, so here's some of the raw ones here. These are ones that I don't really want to wait on to grade, so I'm just gonna, I didn't even bother looking them over. I just kind of put them up. These were my sticker prices for the show. They may have changed based on when I put them into the store. Here's a card that was traded for, so it kind of became part of this buyout because I used either funds from a card that I had sold that was part of this buy at the beginning of the show on Saturday, or I had traded something away, and there's a few cards like that in here that you'll see, because pretty much everything revolved around this deal when you used as much of your I guess capital, you could call it, to make this deal. For inventory purposes, it's gonna eat up a large part of the show. It's a nice Russell Westbrook patch there from NT. Just a couple more little lower end ones, except for this one here. Nice King's Court with Ja Morant. I do like the Crown Royale stuff. DeMar DeRozan. I believe that's the second year autograph there. A couple of stuff. These have not been put in the store yet. This is actually from my stack. There is some 90s inserts in here. Last one left would be this Penny Hardaway Net Rageous, just really cool card. High Voltage Durant Flash from Hoops Premium stock. Chet Rookie from Triple Threads 199. Actually, I think that one was one that I had already. My bad about that. Nick Chubb Rookie, Precious Green. I got two of these. Luis Roberts, which, alright, so I don't know, wax prices are crazy, and I don't know what Gypsy Queen wax is these days. I'm sure it's like still $200 a hobby box or something for 2020. But these are the Indigos. They're numbered to 250. So this is a numbered parallel of pretty much the top guy, and well, they're about $10 each. Don't let the magnetics fool you. They're not these like $100 cards. These are $10 cards right now. So I'm not going to be selling these right away. I know he's been hurt. I'll wait till he comes back. Those are two that I don't really mind. But when they're going for less than SRP of a blaster, and you can't usually find a blaster at SRP, then that's something to Something that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So I got this Yachty rookie here. Michael Jordan SP1. This card it's had quite the roller coaster over the past year. Some DeAndre Swift rookies there, Justin Jefferson. And this was one that was part of a bigger trade that I made, this Gronk rookie. This was actually the last trade or deal that I made, and I apologize for jumping around so much here, but this is the image variation. This is one that I still need to look over. I probably will end up sending it off. You can see in the front it's off-centered. There's a little corner-ish here that I do know of as well, but this is one that I just don't see too often. I would like to just have it in a slab for the sake of having it in a slab, but I will think it over because it's something that's a little bit more rare. Apologies if you hear my dog barking in the background. I believe UPS is here delivering my bubble mailers, which is good news because I'm running scarily low on those. So that was a trade that Gronk was involved in that also involved 2 more cards. This was in there. This was actually the throw-in in the trade, which it's kind of weird to think that a Justin Herbert rookie in an SGC 9.5 holder would be a throw-in card, but that's kind of what it boiled down to. There were a few more cards that I was looking at potentially, but this is the one that I thought was the most appealing to me, and I know a few people who would probably like this. I figured this wouldn't last too long in the store, so I went ahead and grabbed that. But this was the card I was mostly interested in. So Mookie Betts 5-star autograph numbered to 499. So rookie year Betts stuff really is the only kind of Betts autographs that you're going to find. He just really does not sign. And 5-star is one of the few premium brands that he's in, or what I would call a premium brand. This was the year when Dynasty, it was in its first year. I believe he has something in Dynasty, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's no Luminaries, Diamond Icons, Definitive Collections, Sterling, Transcendent, all those really super high-end products that they have now. There's so many. Can't even remember them all. Those weren't around back then, so if you're looking for the higher-end Mookie autographs, not that there's really all that many to begin with in 14, this one is certainly up there. So it's one of those it's pretty rare. I know out of $4.99 on a 2014 card, you might not think it's all that rare, but go look it up right now and you'll see that there are only 2 of them available for sale. So that's just one of those that I really wanted to have. I traded away a few cards that I had picked up on trade night, as well as a couple at Card Collector 2's shop the previous weekend. I didn't have time to do a recap video on that, and some of the cards I've already sent off to SGC, so wasn't really able to do that. But regardless, very happy with that deal. Also, a couple of the cards from the deal earlier. This is one that I traded away one of the cards in the deal earlier. It's a Carlton Fisk. I know a few Red Sox fans or people who collect 5-star autographs or Hall of Fame autographs who might want this one. So that's usually what I'm looking for. Sometimes on trades, sometimes I'm willing to compromise value, I guess you could say, if you're looking directly at what comparable cards had sold for in recent times. I don't really mind too much if I can find something that I know someone who I know would like. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and pick it up because I would rather have that card and know that I can most likely move it a little bit easier than just have something that is going to sit around, because a card is only worth what someone is willing to pay, contrary to what some people may believe. Wanted to save a couple of these here because there's some pretty nice ones left. So here's a few more from that collection. I got this Brady SP Authentic technically 3rd year, 2002 SP Authentic, 2nd full season in the league. He only played like a couple snaps, I believe 1 series in 2000. So here's the Topps collection. You can tell by the gold foil there from 2004. Love this card, one of my favorite Brady Topps flagship cards. DeAndre Swift XRC from Select 19. Brandon Ayuk rookie silver. Jordan Love field level silver. Mahomes the Rooks. Little rookie year insert there, so all cool stuff. Some stuff that you don't always see every day. Then we move into some of the big boys. So, just trying to get my bearings here. I did figure out what I want to show. I did do a private signing, and one of these I have set aside right now. It's in a box. I didn't feel like digging it out. This is the other one that I have. This is the non-first edition, but the voice actor who used this card in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV show was one of the signers there, which was one of the cool things about this show is that there was a very nice variety of signers from a lot of different sports or backgrounds, considering it's a comic and a TCG card show. In addition to sports cards, it was really cool to see it. And you had a lot of people who I saw a lot of crossover with. I had a few Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my showcase, and a lot of the guys who were primarily sports card guys were there, and they were talking about them with me. So there's more crossover than you might think. And even I had a few people who weren't really sports fans who came up and they wanted to look at the sports cards and just kind of get a feel for it, which is cool. I got to look at some of the TCG cards as well and learn a little bit more. That's definitely one of my weaker areas in terms of hobby knowledge. I don't claim to be an expert or anything, but it's just cool to always to learn about new things. So here's some of the big boys that I still have left from that deal. So there are 2 of these slabbed cards here, and I want to put an emphasis on the grade, which I normally don't do, but in this case, I think it's exceptional. So this is a Philip Lindsay autograph, one of 2 on-card autographs that he signed in 2018, which was his rookie year. I believe he is with the Texans now. I can't remember. It's either the Texans or the Cardinals, one of the 2. It's kind of been like a carousel of running backs, kind of like the quarterback carousel. Well, there's been a running back carousel this offseason as well. So it's from Panini One, which is one of those higher-end one card only boxes out there, but it's a PSA 10, which to get that on one of these cards with this kind of thickness is pretty crazy. The thicker cards that come through the group submissions, I always point it out whenever there's a 10 on them, and that doesn't always happen, so that was really cool. This one was a bit more cool if I had to choose. And I think it speaks for itself. It's a Bradley Chubb 1-of-1 dual NFL shield from Impeccable. Again, one of those higher-end football products. And it's another PSA 1010. So it's the PSA DNA cert where they also certify the autograph as well. And man, this was probably one of the most talked about cards in my showcase this week, and I was very happy that this was included in the deal. Originally, there was a LaMelo Ball certified gold rookie, which was number 2 of 10, his jersey number, but we swapped that out for a few different cards for various reasons, and this is one of those cards that was swapped in, and I was thrilled to be able to get that into my stack. There's a lot of Buccaneers cards in there. You got this Mike Evans Flawless Ruby, number 20 of 20. I do love I don't know what this means on the back. This is the team bag I got it in. But I love Flawless. It's one of my favorite products. If I collected more football and basketball, I would probably focus more so on that. This card needs to be shipped out, actually. It's sold this morning. It's a dual 1-of-1. You got the NFL players from the laundry tag here. Tyler Johnson, Keyshawn Vaughn. It's nice to get a 1-of-1 NT card. Don't know what brand of magnetic that is. Then a couple of the big boys that are still left. These are probably the 2 biggest cards I still have left. First up, Matthew Stafford and Jason Smith. Dual auto here from Contenders. This is 2009 Contenders. You can see it is 9 of 10. That is Stafford's jersey number. So if that's your thing, that's a nice little bonus to it there. But these are incredibly tough to find. It's a rookie year Stafford autograph from one of the most popular products that's perennially, tough to say that for me, released. So this is one of those that was a really cool piece there. And then every once in a while there's a card that I pick up inventory-wise that it might sting just a little bit when I get rid of it, and find a new home for it, because it's super cool, and I really like the card a lot. So this is one of those that I won't be in a huge hurry to move, because I like the card that much. I believe in the player, and it's just awesome. And before anyone gets hot and bothered, I do have a penny sleeve over the top of the surface. I know I have it in a one-touch. I have the penny sleeve there to protect the card, so no worries on that front. But it is a 2020 Panini Select Patrick Mahomes Zebra Stripe die cut. The beautiful etching there that is only enhanced by the wave on the card. I know the magnetic is not going to do it much justice. In fact, I'm going to take it out of the team bag just to get you a little bit of a better look here. Look at that card. It's a stunner. I was considering sending this in to PSA at the $200 level just because I wanted to have it slabbed. And this is one of those that I don't want to wait on, just because I wanted to have it protected, and I kind of wanted to get it done sooner rather than later. There's just one little corner there, which on a die cut card, you're asking for trouble if you're going into it expecting a 10. There's just a lot of little nuances with these where you most likely will get docked. If you do get a 10, you're doing something right, because these die cuts are pretty sensitive. These vertices can be very weak. They're just weak points in the cards, just because there's not as much going this way and going this way to kind of protect the card, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but regardless, this is a beauty. I love this picture. There's 4 different Mahomes in Select, I believe, because there's one for each of the different levels. This is the Concourse, which is the base version, if you will. But I think this is the best picture, so that was even more of a bonus. Absolutely love it. This is one that, it's in the store, but it's one that I really don't mind holding on to for some time. I really do love it. So that was that. I did manage to buy out a value box that had a lot of nice lower end autographs and relics, along with some parallels and some rookies. And with the price point I was able to get it at, I was able to price it out myself at some pretty good prices for people who want to pick up the singles. So those cards will work their way into the store over in the next week and a half to 2 weeks or so, leading up to the National. So if you guys are interested in any of that, be sure to check out the store, which will be linked in the description down below. But that is it for me today. I know this one a little bit longer than usual. Yeah. What else did you expect? That's usually the way that the Triple Crown 2040 YouTube channel works. Make a 10-minute video into a 25-minute video. But anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. Stay safe out there. Have fun with the hobby. Enjoy the hobby. And remember to be kind.